Minecraft. Pretty. You said it. Today's episode of Exploration and Tactics with Brian, we will do a ton of exploring. We are going to start on part 1 of a long journey that will take us more than 10,000 blocks away from the spawn point at the center of the map. So let's get started. Welcome back to more Exploration and Tactics with Brian, and last time we were exploring and had reached an ocean, and I could either go along the shore to the north or south or continue to the east, and I have decided that I'm going to continue to the east. I'm going to leave the horse behind. We'll find you again at some point, horse. I've got your coordinates. And see what lies across this ocean. Perhaps we'll find a mushroom biome. Perhaps we'll find another continent. Who knows? Interesting. Normally when I find small islands in the ocean, they are not very tall. This one is reasonably tall. I'm curious to see what biome it is, but it is just a little island here in the ocean. Gently, gently, let's not break my boat. And then, oh, but it looks like there's some trees over there. Maybe we actually are getting to another landmass. I just want to climb up here and see. All right, we're just a tiny plains with a beach. All right, fair enough. And then let's take a look out in the water over here. It looks like, are these little islands or are these actually going to turn into another continent? Looks like this might be another continent. All right, I hear some pigs. I've noticed this in a couple places where beaches sometimes are taller now and they end up with a layer of sandstone on the bottom. I guess let's just kind of carve a staircase up and see what we're looking at here. Hello, piggy. And so, we have another plains. But it is just apparently another island, it looks like. That's not very large. Alright, so I guess we'll continue sailing to the east and see what else we can find. Yeah, the various islands one finds in the ocean are definitely a bit taller and larger than they used to be. And so in that respect, the ocean has changed somewhat. All right, well, I was completely mistaken about the size of the oceans because we have been sailing all day and the ocean continues. So the oceans still are very large. I was thinking it was the case that the oceans weren't as large anymore. But that's good because that gives us opportunities to find mushroom islands and new and exciting places. And let's hope that I don't crash into any of these squid because I wouldn't want to lose my boat out here. Please don't crash into the squid. Ooh, that was close. Alright, we've got some desert islands with various bad guys. I can't tell if these are islands or if we're actually reaching another continent yet. For the moment, I will stay in the boat. Looks like that might be an island, although there's a savanna over here as well, it looks like. So maybe we're reaching another continent? Yeah, it does seem like we might be reaching a much larger land mass. So this could be a good time to sleep in a bed. I wonder if I can find an area. Ooh, look at this extreme hills. Oh, and it's still rendering. I wonder if I can find a good place to sleep in a bed before any monsters show up. Let's take a quick shot at that. Get a bed on the bar. There we go. I hear a zombie coming up, but I think... yeah. I can sleep away the night. There's an Enderman over there. I'm going to see if I can possibly fight him before he goes away, because I still want more Ender Pearls. Yay! But he didn't drop an Ender Pearl. Ooh. Alright, and there's a zombie in the water. And there's some crazy trees up on top of that hill. Oops, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Ouch. All right, so real quick, our coordinates, we've gone 6,000 blocks away from spawn. So that's some pretty long distance travel. I want to get up, I want to see if that's like Savannah Hills or Savannah Plateau. Maybe that's a Savannah Plateau. Did they have a Savannah Plateau? Am I making that up? I feel like we saw that in the previous episode. I'm going to try to get up there. That's really tall. It's not going to be easy to get all the way up there. But let's go ahead and hit F3. Currently I'm in plains right here. Gosh, look how steep this is. This is an amazing landscape. I really like the look of this. Yeah, how am I going to get up there? It is, oh, Savannah Plateau M, not just Savannah Plateau. And so I don't know what the M means. Apparently it means mega massive monstrosity. I don't know. Oh, and look, there's like a tree growing on top of a tree. Can you have like acacia trees that have multiple levels? Or is that just a world generation weird thing? I don't know. Crazy town. Oh, of course. I know how to climb really steep cliffs like this. I've got the perfect tool for it. It's called a water bucket. And we use it to climb straight up. Whee! And I swim, and I pick up the water, and I swim, and I pick up the water, and I swim, and I pick up the water, and I will meet you guys at the top. Wow. All right, so I water bucketed my way up to the top up here. Look how tall this area is. This is crazy tall. And reasonably flat up here on the top. This would be a cool place to like build a house that just kind of looks down onto the whole world. Is this still, yeah, Savannah Plateau M. Wow, and there's more of it over there. Really cool looking. Let's take a look over on the corner over here. Let's try not to fall off of the world. Man, look at this place. All right, Savannah Plateau M. Definitely one of, and there's so much exposed stone over here, definitely one of the more interesting biomes. I think this deserves a map. And so let's grab another empty map and take a look at it and see what we get. Oh, I'm right on the corner. Let's see. If I head this way, I could light more of it up because I haven't quite drawn in that other corner. Ooh, it looks cool on the map too. Neat. All right, let me see if I can walk a little bit further this way without falling off of the world. So we can fill out the corner of the map. Yeah, there we go. Great. All right, that looks really cool on the map. And once again, there's my F3 coordinates, so I know this was map number 4 that has Savannah Plateau M. Great. But I guess I will continue heading to the east, which is still this way, right? Yes. And I will use a water bucket to get back down as well. Oh, this is scary. I do think the correct thing to do to get back down quickly, though, is just to use a water bucket. And so I could try to just jump down into some of the existing water, but I think instead I will wait for this to flow and then pick it back up and ride it down. Whee! All right, that's good. Really interesting formations down at the bottom here, too. Like with this just stone that just kind of like goes in each direction. And I like it with this, like this water like flowing down. Makes it almost feel like it had kind of like carved through the land to make this, you know, not quite a ravine, but just the shape of this area. Very cool. Okay, and so next over here we have a desert. And I saw a hole in here. I thought possibly there was going to be a dungeon or something. And then way up there, that looks kind of like a taiga tree. And I'm not sure what biome that's going to be over there. But I definitely want to get up there. This one's not quite as steep. But I'll meet you at the top. We'll check out this tree and we'll see what biome we're in over here. Gosh, look at that. That just looks amazing from way over here. Wow. All right, this is just Extreme Hills. I think this might be the first one of these trees that I've seen that I can't think of what the wood type is right now. My inventory is sufficiently non-full that I guess I should chop it down so long as I'm careful. This kind of taiga tree, and then hopefully we'll get some... Is that what it is? Spruce. It looks different, doesn't it? I think it possibly looks a little bit darker than it used to. Did they retexture the spruce? Or am I making that up? I'm not sure. In any case, let me wait for a sapling. Oh, here's a sapling. Great. I might wait for a couple. I'll see you guys in a moment. All right, I got a few spruce saplings. I imagine that might simply be more extreme hills, but I'm uncertain. This is a little bit risky. Oh, the sun's going to be going down too. Let's see if we can jump down here and here. And then perhaps we can put a bed down on this crazy stone area over here. And let's just double check that this is still just extreme hills. It is. All right, fair enough. Hello, crazy sheep. I've come to rest in your home, so pardon me. Very refreshing. And let's try to continue to the east. It's interesting to notice, even way up high here in the mountains, there's still cave systems. Like, I haven't looked deeply into one, but it seems like it's the same kind of caves that one would find elsewhere, way up here in the top of the extreme hills. All right, the land looks different down this way. So this is still extreme hills. Something just changed for a moment there. Hold on. Oh, it was something with a light level or something? What's LC? 95, 111, but they're both extreme hills. Not sure what that was. Oh, extreme hills plus. So what is the plus? Is it more of the trees? Because we have more trees in this area. Interesting. The forest seems to be changing a little bit over here because I see some birch trees. Are we moving into a birch forest over here? Okay, there's a river. We've got a forest. Another river. And no, I guess it's just a normal forest, and I just happen to notice some of the birch trees. Oh, do we reach another ocean over here? Interesting. How do I want to play this now? Should we continue sailing to the east? It's pretty tempting. Yes, I've decided to hop into a boat and continue heading to the east. We're at 7,000. I think if we reach 10,000, we'll try to pick a direction to turn and kind of sail back around in a wide arc so that we cover some different land coming back. But we've definitely reached a few more biomes, but still, like, I haven't even seen like a jungle or an ice plains. So some stuff that's on the very hot end or cold end of the spectrum we still haven't encountered, so we'll see if we find it across this ocean. I seem to have found another continent, and I think we have found like a warm taiga. Not sure exactly what you would call this. Did we encounter this once before, very near home? I can't remember now. I think perhaps we did. I will go ahead and pick up the boat again, even though I've made a bunch of them. But let's see. This is taiga, okay. And this is the non-snowy variation, it would appear. And so, I'll continue walking to the east. Got some more wolf buddies over here. Hey guys, how you doing? And I see some color over here. It is the pink of the pigs. Lots and lots of wolves around here, though. I feel like their walking animation might be slightly different than what I'm accustomed to. I could completely be making that up. And outside of this taiga, we found another plains. Let's walk across it because it's a little bit easier to cross. All right, we've got another, probably just extreme hills, but it's got some of these really big trees up on top, and so I want to check this out. And so as we exit the plains, we will enter another river, apparently. It's funny how the river biomes work. I guess sometimes, like, there's just kind of like a little dip between two biomes, and sometimes... All right, this is another Extreme Hills Plus, apparently, which seems to be extreme hills with extra trees, I think is my interpretation of it at this point. And... yeah, some of these oak are very giant. I think they're even bigger than they used to be in previous updates, although I might be making it up because there were at least like 3 sizes of oak trees you could get before. I feel like that might even be like a 4th and even larger size though. The sun's about to go down. I've got a nice flat area up here, and so this is another place It could be good to camp for the night. I will see you guys in the morning. All right, east is this way. However, I noticed that there appears to be a swamp over here. We've seen a swamp before, but I want to at least take a quick kind of like look over here to check this out. Ooh, witch hut. I imagine that nothing has changed with the witch huts, and now that witches can spawn in other locations as well, it's not quite as interesting as they used to be. Although it still could be a good place if you wanted to farm witches to kind of set up shop. Let's take a quick look in here. Looks like it's all the same stuff. My axe is just about to go. Actually, why don't I go ahead and make myself a new axe? All right, and new axe in hand. We will break open the witch hut, and it does look indeed exactly the same as before. All right, fair enough. And the rest of the swamp looks similar as well. We obviously have these nice blue flowers, as well as the lily pads, which makes them relatively rare, since that's the only place that I've seen either of these things thus far. But we do know that there is a swamp that's relatively close to the spawn point. Thought I saw something over here. Maybe I just saw like a squid glitching. More traveling to the east brings us into a forest. Looks like we have some Extreme Hills Plus over on our right. Can't see if there's anything different on the left. Forests, as always, are somewhat dense. Hard to see what's going to be coming up, and so maybe it'll be a big surprise. I see a pumpkin way up in the wall on the hill over there. And, with rose bushes over here, does that mean we're in a flower forest? Forest? All right, maybe roses can grow in normal forest as well. I didn't realize that. More doggies. Hello, doggies. Ooh, and our first real danger. All right, we've got a big ravine that I need to not fall in. I did have a Feather Falling 4 book. I didn't think to make some Feather Falling 4 diamond boots before I left. One of the few ways that I could carelessly die would be via fall damage, and so I need to be careful about that. I've got a bucket on the bar, and so if I do start falling, I can try to fall into a bucket of water as well. But hopefully we won't do that, and it seems that there's another roofed forest here. And so we've seen a lot of different biomes kind of cycle around back to ones that I've seen over and over and over again. And so perhaps it's going to be much more difficult to find all the biomes than I originally thought. Because at this point, I'm 9,000 blocks out. Like I said, we're going to go 10,000 blocks before we turn in a different direction. Interestingly, even if you're in like a big lake, it's still labeled as roofed forest since it's surrounded by roofed forest. Oh, interesting. There's horses over here. I didn't take off my horse armor and saddle or bring any other horse armor. That might have been clever. I'll try to remember that for my next long trip, to hold on to extra horse armor and saddles, so if we do end up crossing oceans and finding more horses, we could do something with them. But in addition to some white horses and some little baby horses, we also have some black horses with spots. Very nice, very nice. There's a nice all black horse. And that's right at 9,000 minus 100. It definitely feels darker here in the roofed forest, but nevertheless, in the daytime, I'm still not seeing any mobs just kind of randomly spawning on the surface. And so there is some light that's getting through the canopy of this area. Ooh, and you can walk on top of the canopy. Neat. And there's so much leaves up here, as well as mushrooms. Oh, cool. This is definitely the way to travel through this biome. Looks awesome up here. Let's just not fall. Ooh. Getting a little close there. All right, maybe now is a good time to head back down. Hello, pumpkins. Pumpkins inside the roofed forest. Pumpkins and mushrooms and trees, oh my. And I see another birch forest. All right. Yeah, definitely worried that we're going to have to travel like 1,000,000 miles in order to find certain biomes because I just keep seeing the same ones over and over and over again. All right, pumpkins can also grow here in the birch forest. Hello, pumpkins. That's a big pumpkin patch. I remember in Minecraft Beta 1.4 or 1.5, I found a pumpkin patch that had 20 pumpkins in it, which is the maximum pumpkins that could generate in a patch, or at least it was at the time. And so I was very proud of that particular accomplishment. The biggest possible pumpkin patch. Speaking of pumpkins and patches, in the Terraria 1.2.1 Halloween patch, they added pumpkins and lots of Halloween pumpkin-y related content. All right, and it looks like the sun is going down just as I'm getting out over to some kind of plains area over here. And so I think I'll find a nice flat spot right over here to plop down a bed and rest one more night. Ooh, it's a sunflower plains. Look, I see sunflowers who are facing to the east, just like me. Let's just get up on the top of this hill, set down a torch, as I always like to do before I go to sleep, and we'll rest. It appears we have another flower forest over here because I see all kinds of beautiful flowers, including tulips, tulips, tulips. Brian loves tulips. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Bubble, bubble. Oh man, the flower forest. Flower forest. That Savannah M was pretty impressive, but a flower forest is also a very colorful and happy biome. So I'm not sure which of them is my favorite yet. Oh man, I love seeing all these flowers though. All right, and we have just about reached 10,000. Is there another ocean over here? Looks like there's a bit of water. Another plains of a sort. Let's go ahead and cross it and take a look and see if we're getting to any type of ocean. I guess not. So now I have to pick a direction to head next, because we have reached 10,000 on the X. And so I think let's start heading in the negative Z direction to the north. And maybe go 1 or 2,000 blocks that way, and then we'll head back towards home. And as a result, hopefully encounter a whole lot of different biomes. Yeah, we'll see what kind of luck we have that way.